What up, what up, what up, what up, what it do, what it do? It's your boy Big Val Opinion back with another live video. And tonight, y'all already see the topic. Gunna, oh man. YSL, oh man, what's really going on? What's really going on? I hope everybody out there having a blessed day. Man, but look here. We finna get ready to get off into this thing, you hear me? Yes, Lord. Most definitely, most definitely, most definitely. It's going down. It's going down, man. It's going down. Man, the news is heating up. The news is heating up, man. Gunna taking a plea deal, man. This right here goes to show you, man. That's why you don't need no codie. This is why you don't get no codefendant. This is why, if you're gonna be out here committing crimes, if you're gonna be out here committing crime. What's up, Sharon Bell? If you're gonna be out here committing crimes, or you're gonna be out here breaking the laws, or whatever you choose to do in your life, do it by yourself. Do it by yourself. You know what I'm saying? Stop trusting in people. Stop thinking people gonna have your best interest at heart. Stop thinking people gonna do what's in the best interest of the team. You know what I'm saying? We're living in the times we're living in. You have to be selfish, man. You have to start being selfish. You know, you looking out for people. Engaging with people like, man, look here. When it comes to that courtroom, when it comes to that courtroom, and you talking about co-defendants, you talk about co-defendants. It's the reason why you shouldn't have co-defendants, man. If you're gonna be out here committing crimes, if you're gonna be out here breaking laws, do that shit by yourself. So you don't have to worry about if somebody gonna roll over, as they call it. You don't gotta worry about if somebody gonna flip, which they call it. You ain't gotta worry about if somebody gonna snitch, which they call it. You commit the crime by yourself. Guess what? If you get caught, hey, it's up to you to tell on yourself. It's up to you to tell on yourself. You know what I'm saying? When you out here running around with an entourage of people, you don't know what these people doing in their free time when they're not around you. If they out here committing crimes, but they are associated with you, then guess what? You guilty by association. When you become guilty by association, that means actions that other people take from being around you could be placed upon you. What's up, Creepy T? So if you're gonna be out here living this lifestyle, running around with this big entourage of people, running around with 20, 30 different people around you, you have to understand these are some of the consequences that comes with having an entourage of people around you. We've seen the same shit with R. Kelly. When it comes to having an entourage of people around you, this is the shit that the government uses, and these are ways that the government go about convicting people who are used to having big entourage of people around them. You know what I'm saying? R. Kelly whole case, man. If one of those people, if one of those co-defendants in Chicago would have took a plea deal, during the R. Kelly case, guess what? It would have been over with. It would have been all over with. It would have been all over with. You know, because once you take a deal, once you go in business with the government, you'd have pretty much turned over on the people that you being indicted with. You don't have to say nothing. You already gave your statement, so they gonna protect you. They gonna do whatever they can to protect you. They gonna make sure you ain't, make sure they gonna try to clean your image up, but there ain't no cleaning that up. Ain't no cleaning that up. Now the only way, the only way this could have possibly worked, the only other way this could have possibly worked, and it wouldn't have affected. The only way he could have did this and nobody else would have been affected by his decision to go into business with the feds is if he would have got a severance from the case in the at some point, if he would have severed himself from everybody else. Now, if he would have got a severance, if Gunna would have got a severance from Young Thug and the YSL affiliations, and then he went and did a plea deal, then it wouldn't have affected anyone else. But the fact that they all were on the case together and him taking this deal, he don't have to speak because he's already admitted to being a part of a criminal enterprise. He associated it to a criminal enterprise by taking his plea. So they don't need him to testify. They don't need him to do shit at this point because the biggest thing, all they needed him to do was identify that it was a fucking criminal enterprise. That it was a gang and not a record label. What's up, lavish lady? All they need is one person to say, yeah, this a gang. All they need is one person to agree with the feds to say that it's a criminal enterprise. And when this dude took the plea deals and we see what Young Thug attorney has been fighting for, can y'all hear me clear? Can y'all hear me clear? Let me know if y'all can hear me clear. Put a 1. If y'all can hear me clear, put a 1. But Young Thug attorney has been fighting to prove that the YSL was not a gang, but it was only and solely just a record company, a label. Why Young Thug's attorney was fighting to prove that YSL was a record label, a company. But then you got Gunna go and take a plea deal and agreeing with the feds saying that it was it was a criminal organization. So do he have to even testify anymore? Because he just admitted to the criminal element of the crime, of the RICO. He just admitted that there was a criminal element to the YSL record label. So you don't need to speak. Now, only way that his statement would not have affected everyone else that's on this case is if he would have got a severance from everyone on the case. If he would have got a severance from the RICO, if he would have got severance from the indictment, then therefore his statement wouldn't have held any weight on the other people involved. And that severance mean? What does severance mean? What does it mean to be severance? Severance, the action of ending a connection or a relationship. The state of being separated or cut off. So if he would have got a severance from YSL, if he would have severed himself from the case and when it got tried alone, if he would have got tried alone, then him taking a deal, it wouldn't have affected anyone else. But the fact that he took this deal while on the case with other people having codefendants, he pretty much put the nail in the coffin. You know, and this is the same tactic that we saw the federal government try to use against R. Kelly. The federal government tried to use these same tactics against R. Kelly. They wanted Darren McDavid or June Brown to admit to being a part of a criminal enterprise. They wanted one of them to take a plea deal. They wanted them to take a plea saying that it was a criminal enterprise, but McDavid didn't take a plea. He kept saying that he was innocent. June Brown kept saying that he was innocent. And see, this is why they drugged these other people in it, because they knew that McDavid and June Brown wasn't gonna flip on R. Kelly. That's why they try to connect the Don Russells and the Michael Williams and those people to R. Kelly. But they couldn't. They couldn't. This is why they proved that Don Russell acted on his own intentions. This is why. They knew that McDavid and June Brown wasn't going to flip and wasn't going to flip and become state federal evidence. So they tried to use the Don Russells and the Michael Williams and the Richard R. Lyons to connect them to R. Kelly, but they could not make no connection. This is why R. Kelly is coming home, because they could not prove the RICO element of his cases. The RICO element was not proved in neither of R. Kelly cases. That's why R. Kelly is coming home. Now what you see with Gunna, with him taking a plea deal and admitting that YSL was a criminal organization, he just convicted everyone else. What up, Derek? Let me see my boy Derek. I know Derek got a couple thoughts on this. Let me see what my boy Derek got to say about this. He just fucked it up. I mean, he just laid the case open for the feds by taking this plea deal. He laid the case open for the feds. Young Thug's attorney has been fighting since they've been locked up to prove to the federal government that YSL is just a record label. Was just a record label. And then you got someone that's signed to the record label come and take a plea deal to saying that it's a criminal organization. That's a conflict of interest. He just and his attorney whole fight up. What up, brother Derek?
What's up, man? How you doing? What's going on, chat? Chat. It's wild out
Man,
here in these
I'm
streets.
sitting here, man, I'm laughing at Gunna's attorney, Gunna's lawyer trying to make it seem like he ain't done nothing wrong. Well, he
That
didn't
nigga.
do nothing wrong, but he did do nothing wrong, but he did everything wrong.
Mm-hmm. That boy got ass whooping coming.
Man, he fucked it up for the whole. I say now now listen to what Thug lawyer been fighting since they got indicted that the YSL was solely just a record label, solely. And then you got somebody like Gunna come to take a plea deal, admitting to YSL being a criminal organization.
That nigga say, I want to go home. I want to go see my mama.
Man, he just fucked up the church's money. I was explaining to people R. Kelly case. If June Brown or McDavid, just one of them, if one of them would have took a plea deal,
Mm-hmm.
admitting to R. Kelly using his record, his music and shit as a criminal enterprise, a RICO, R. Kelly whole case is totally different. But the simple
Yep.
fact that neither one of them never cooperated with the government, it made his appeal strong as it is. because
Mm-hmm.
neither one of them never admitted to being a part of any criminal enterprise. So now,
Right.
and I feel like in R. Kelly case, the federal government knew that. That's why they tried to tie Richard Arline, Michael Williams, and Don Russell to R. Kelly, but they
Mm-hmm.
wasn't able to.
Right. You can
So with
tell.
Gunna's situation, he never severed, and like I told him, his actions would have been totally different. His actions wouldn't have affected Young Thug and the YSL team members if he would have been severed from the case. That means tried alone. If he would have went and got tried alone, and he took a plea deal, then boom, it wouldn't have affected what was going on with Young Thug and the rest of those people. But the simple fact that they all co-defendants and he took a plea deal, yes, he
Mm-hmm.
did. He fucked it up. He changed the whole fucking case for everybody.
Man, these little niggas ain't hard. They can't endure shit. He done told on his whole crew, bro.
Everybody.
Mm-mm.
People like, man, he ain't. I say, man, look, man. Once you took that plea deal, and the government knew it, and the federal government know what they doing, they won't. All they need is what one person to say that it was a fucking game.
Hey, Gunna need to come out with an album called "I Admitted I Did It," man.
Right. But you see his lawyer coming out saying he ain't said nothing. Come on, man, get the fuck out of here, man. Y'all know he don't have to say nothing because he just admitted to the YSL being a gang. Y'all got the rest of the information y'all need. He don't. Y'all just needed to establish the gang element.
Right. Mm-hmm. Right. You have to get the elements to create the RICO, and you can only do that if you get somebody to that's in the organization to flip.
Exactly.
And they did that. But what didn't you figure? Gunna look like he might roll.
Yeah,
'Cause
it made no criminal record, no nothing. Like, dude was fucking swear, man.
uh,
I mean, he never did. He didn't even rap about no gang shit. You know what I'm saying? He
right.
never talked about no violence and none of that shit. He was just a pretty good rapper for who he was. So it goes back to that man. You can't you if you're gonna be out here committing crimes, you better be out here committing them motherfuckers by yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Because anytime you running with a crew of people, man, I don't give a fuck how long y'all been running together, how tight y'all are, how much you feel like you can trust this motherfucker. You talk about somebody's life being taken away from them, shit, that changed the whole element of everything.
Right.
Oh, I got
Self-preservation is the first law of nature.
man, I'm telling you, man, if I can come home, oh yeah, they gone. They gone.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Nah, this nigga didn't even negotiate this shit or nothing. When they came to him with a deal, he just took it.
Nigga say
Right now,
he say I've been waiting on y'all niggas.
man, look, I tell you, man, right now, what do they say about Bill Cosby? If Bill Cosby would have just admitted, if he would have just admitted to a crime that he said he was not guilty of, they told Bill Cosby, you can come home early. Bill Cosby say, shit, I'm prepared to do my whole bid. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I'm prepared to do my whole 10 years before I fucking give y'all an admission. What they do when they lock all clown ass dudes up, they get them locked up, and then they make them they value their freedom now. They put a
Mm-hmm.
price on their freedom. Look, you facing 20 to 30 years, but if you do this, we can let you go tomorrow.
That nigga say Lamar, shit. All them niggas didn't. Shit.
Hell yeah, everybody guilty, man. That's why you can't have no codees, man. They talk about this shit all the time, man. And see, this is the element in the R. Kelly case that the RICO was never proven. They never proved the RICO element, but they charged the shit.
Right. Yeah, I'm telling you, that shit crazy.
What up, Trevor?
Like I said, it's a lot of things that's coming up lately. That's coming up free KLs, man.
Hell yeah.
Like I'm looking at this Tory Lanez shit and realizing that don't nobody know what the fuck happened that night.
No, in them people that they say supposed to be, this is how they mentally manipulate the public. They sit here talking about all these witnesses they supposed to have. They don't don't even know if them Kylie Jenner and them gonna even testify.
Cause Shawty show came through with the I don't know what the fuck. I didn't even mention the fact that they jumped out the whip and got the scrapping. Man,
No,
and it changes the game when you involve sexual relationships, man. Shit crazy, man. I'm like, these people crazy as hell to think that, and that's why Megan lied, or whatever. But man, these motherfuckers, man, this YSL gang and all this federal RICO charging everybody. Like I said, he just he gonna have to leave the country.
yeah, he ain't gonna be able to be in Atlanta, nowhere near Atlanta, period, man. Because what you did, bro, you broke the cardinal, you committed the cardinal sin. You know what I'm saying? If you was in a cartel, you'll be coming home to a funeral. I'm not sure who funeral it's gonna be. You'll be coming home to a funeral, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that boy say, I'm gonna tell it all. He got Usher Confessions playing behind. Told on his whole crew, man. Good Lord.
But what did they say? What they say about Ass when she did the shit with Kale? They say she ain't got to ever worry about getting a record deal after she didn't fucking sat here and did all that shit she did. They said,
Yeah,
huh?
she messed herself up bad. She been threatening to come out with an album for 4 years, bro.
There ain't nobody finna mess with her, man. You got too much baggage behind you.
Mm-hmm. And we know if shit don't go your way, what you capable of. Ain't nobody finna run the risk of you blowing up their operation, telling about what they doing, you know what I mean? Oh, Gunna, I'm so damn disappointed in Gunna right
Right.
now.
But then look at what his attorneys say. Gunna did not snitch to get out of jail. He has said nothing, and he has said nothing and is not cooperating. So how the fuck do you come up with a deal if this motherfucker ain't cooperating? How
Man,
do
they
you
got video of this fool saying it.
how do you fucking not how do they come up with a deal and you ain't cooperating, man? Make that shit make sense, bro.
They asked this man was YSL record label and a gang, and that nigga said, yeah.
That's it. That's all they needed.
That nigga said, yeah. And then white folks said, ching,
What's
ching,
up, Georgia girl?
ching.
That's all they needed. Once he said that, everything else was out the fucking window.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You gave them that motherfucking foundation for them to come in and do everything else they need to do.
Now everybody gone. And I'm talking about that long ride in jail. Everybody chilling.
Oh yeah. And that's why I tell people you gotta look at it. Young Thug lawyer, since they've been arrested, he's been coming out fighting against the narrative that YSL is solely a record label and not a criminal enterprise. And then you got a motherfucker that's a part of the record label to come out and say it is a criminal enterprise, it is a gang. Also, you know what I'm saying?
Man. Yeah.
Yes, it's a record label, but it's a gang too. We got guns and all.
Man, Molly, we got the pill, weed, pills, and coke. Nigga. That's what they.
Yeah, we do everything over here. You don't know when to kick the door in. We babysit, do house sell drugs, shoot people.
We got strippers, nigga. We running moonshine out the back.
Real.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. It really like you can't trust nobody, man. Ain't no loyalty no more, man.
Trevor say Doug Lawyer did good today. Yeah, he did good, but he fighting the uphill. He fighting the uphill battle now with this dude taking the deal, saying that it was a criminal enterprise with the actions that were taken. You know, when you talk about the elements of them saying they got Young Thug on wiretap, on phone conversations, you know what I'm saying, ordering hits and different type of shit, you know what I'm saying? Like
Mm-hmm.
the people that end up, you know, people end up coming up shot and shit. Like this dude, he fucked man, he played a raw deal, man. He played a raw deal.
It wasn't young, ain't Young Thug the nigga that was running around here in dresses and
In
shit.
the shit.
Wasn't he running around in his grandmama's dress?
The nigga had a whole prom dress on.
Yeah. These niggas.
Yep, man. It's fucked up, man. But like I tell people, this the same shit. This the same shit that they try to do with R. Kelly though, with these co-defendants. You bringing these people. Now, if Demetrius Smith would have been a co-defendant, R. Kelly would have been nowhere near ever coming home again. But the simple fact that he got down was he went over there on the prosecution side. He helped R. Kelly out.
Mm-hmm.
Because if he would have been a co-defendant, boy, it would have been over with for Kelly.
A rap, nigga. Like you got a real criminal over here with you. Cause Demetrius a fool.
Hell yeah.
That nigga say, if I didn't have no money, somebody's about to get a headache.
Yeah. Well, he gonna have knots all upside Kel's head, man.
Shit, he's like, I ain't no thief. Something from a motherfucker though. Like this nigga he even got his whole mind wrapped around his criminal activity to make him feel good and sleep at night.
Uh-huh.
That nigga say, I ain't no thief, nigga, but I'll take something from a motherfucker. Oh shit, nigga. That's still a thief, nigga.
No matter how you try to twist it. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, and with all this shit, with all these RICO cases going around, like this shit right here, this case is finna set precedents right here, man. And I was gonna show you, if you out there, you got an entourage full of people running up behind you, you need to start separating yourself from the motherfucker ASAP.
And you know what's crazy? In this climate, that nigga Hammer would have caught a RICO.
Hell yeah. Master P, No Limit.
Yeah, whoo-wee. In this climate.
Man, we're gonna get the weakest motherfucker we see, and we're gonna bring him in on some bullshit ass charges and get some information.
Nigga, death row. Nigga.
And nigga, that's why they locked Gunna up though. They locked Gunna up solely because they knew that he was gonna do this.
Mm-hmm.
And when no fucking, he wasn't out here talking about no gangster shit. He was battling around them. He just got signed. See, YSL came out. The YSL was already together. Gunna got signed to YSL, so he came into a lifestyle that already existed.
Right.
So they
Man,
already knew he was gonna crack.
that nigga Gunna soft. Nigga soft. Them niggas is soft, bro. That soft nigga shit that we just witnessed.
But see, the thing about it is, motherfuckers don't operate off of morals and integrity no more. It ain't about motherfuckers don't care about snitching no more. They don't value that shit. That shit that was valued when we would come. Well, I'm quite sure you may be a little older than me, but when I came up, no snitching was a rule.
Oh, nigga, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. What you in your what 30s?
Yeah, I'm in my 30s.
Yeah, I'm in my 40s and shit. So yeah, I mean the same rules apply, man. You know, you have to you know, I say the code been the code, but you know what? The problem is the niggas don't know how to stay on code.
Hell no, because now if you look at it like this, an average nigga off the street that ain't never had shit, he ain't got shit to lose.
Right.
I mean, what he don't have shit to gain. He don't have nothing to gain if he get caught up in a situation like this. I'ma sit down with my niggas. You know, even though some may snitch, but you take a motherfucker who's been touching millions of dollars. You know what I'm saying? Taking flights all around the world, shopping, buying the most expensive, living a lavish lifestyle. And then you put this motherfucker into a prison, and then you talk about a fucking opportunity to go home. Shit.
Right, because like I said, that I said the other night, I was like that the case, R. Kelly's case was incomplete, bro.
Yeah,
It's missing a lot of key elements, man.
a lot of key people. It wasn't even a fucking criminal enterprise wasn't even formed. How the fuck you call it a criminal enterprise? We looking at why Young Thug had what 20 some codees?
Right,
You know, R. Kelly, man, the motherfucker had 2 codefendants.
right, and his shit supposed to span over 30 years.
Come on, man, we gotta make this shit make sense.
But you already know it's bullshit. Look at the dollar amount of restitution that these motherfuckers getting compared to other people. Chump change compared to what
Sometimes
Michael Avenatti did
I
over.
got got a 10 million, over 10 million that he got to pay out. R. Kelly ain't even hit $1 million in restitution yet.
Right. So what really happened?
What up, EJ?
What really happened? But like I said, man, this Gunna, man, I'm telling you, the court system is being thoroughly exposed, man.
Oh yeah, and now they doing this shit like now they don't even care. You know, Gunna ain't do shit. Gunna did. Now look at the treatment they gave 6ix9ine. Gunna did the same shit.
Right. Man, but I mean, dude, like I said, man, you can look at shit, man, and I'm like, I kind of knew. I'm like, man, Gunna ain't gonna make it, man.
Now motherfucker, he ain't come from that climate.
Right. I'm like, he ain't cut like that. I mean, you can look at somebody's eyes, man, and tell, you know, hard living and hard knocks. You know what I'm saying? And not saying he ain't been through any, but he ain't been through enough to say he a full-fledged street nigga with cred and shit, and a name out there for himself. Shit. If you really want to know the truth about it, they had said for years that Pac, one of the motherfuckers that people thought was the hardest, was one of the biggest studio gangsters of all time.
Mm-hmm. But see, Pac, when Pac was brought up off of principles. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Morals that he knew, like if I'm a portray this shit, when the shit hit the fan, I had to live this shit. I had
Mm-hmm.
I had to be this way. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Even though I don't, I know it's a persona, but Pac was willing to embrace that persona when it
Right.
came, if the shit ever came to him. But these dudes nowadays, they want to put on this persona, and then when they get in trouble, they want to go back to being their original character. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? And see, a lot of people don't like Charles the White, which I don't fuck with Charles the White. I feel like Charles the White is a hell of a character, but some of the shit that Charles the White say does make sense. And he talk about these rappers with these personas and then once they get into trouble, then they want to go back to being who they really are. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You the fucking committed crime. Now you want everybody to understand, and that's why he say I don't respect the fucking character. I want to respect the person. You know what I'm saying? I don't respect these characters because these people come out as characters and they rapping and they talking about all this different shit. Then they get in trouble and they want to go back to being the person. And then all of a sudden, oh, he's so innocent. No. What happened to that
Mm-hmm.
motherfucker who just talking about I rode down on the block with a fucking SK shot 5 niggas in the head, left him on. You know what I'm saying? What happened to him?
Right. You know what I'm saying? That you said something right there because that's what we witnessing with Megan the Stallion. You trying to jump back into who you know what I'm saying, your normal life type shit, but in real life, you got friendly pussy. And you
Uh-huh.
and you handing this shit out to everybody and you're knocking off your homegirls people and I ain't saying you got yourself shot, but you play silly games, you win silly prizes.
And what did the baby say? He was sleeping with her at the same time she got shot the day before, the same day or the day before.
Damn, nigga.
You ain't heard that?
No.
Man, yeah, little baby. I mean, not little baby, the baby. He got a song out and he said, I was sleeping with Megan Thee Stallion the same day she got shot, the same day the shit that went down with Tory
And
Lanez.
you got the nerve to get mad at another nigga because he pushing up on somebody else.
I said, that's crazy, man.
I mean, the thinking, the mental behind it. And Kylie done kicked him the hell out the crib because of her. So, you got to think about now you starting to see who the aggressor was.
She was. You can tell she was, man. Then they said he was dealing with a homegirl. You
Mm-hmm.
know, so jealousy right there. But then that's what I'm saying. If he dealing with your homegirl, but now you got the baby say shit, he was dealing with you the same night. You
And
know,
see,
the night
and,
before you got shot.
and Shawty feeling herself, you know what I'm saying? She drunk, WAP #1 song on the radio, and she done dissed this man's entire career because she's shining for a second, you know what I mean? She David Ruffin this nigga.
Tell you, man.
Like, ain't nobody come to see you, Otis.
Man, it's crazy, bro.
And shit went up. I'm telling you, man, people don't understand, man. You can easily look at stuff and pick it apart and know this is how it could have more than likely went down.
Right, but see now they got that, but they pushing that. See, when they pushing that narrative, don't nobody believe black women, and this is the problem right here. You
Man, she lied right in Gayle King's face. Gayle King steady getting lied to by females.
you know what I'm saying? Then you want to feel sorry for these women, and then they sitting around there, and boom, you had to come back and be like, hold on, well you told me this time, then you come back around, and now you telling me this, like, and then there's no accountability, like that shit is not cool.
I knew she lied to Gayle King when she asked that. I'm like, man, you a whole lie.
And then the first thing they do, they got water ducks and shit that sit up there and cry. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
That sympathy type shit. But that's why, like, I remember, like, my dad and my mom used to say, don't get in your sister shit. She over there arguing with her baby dad. Don't get in that shit. Because shit, you go over there, whoop his ass, any of that shit, she gonna probably try to help him fight you. And then
Right.
she gonna be right back with him.
Mm-hmm.
So all that shit you did was for nothing.
Mm-hmm. Got to mess around, went to jail and shit.
I was trying to help her.
That shit wild as fuck, but it happened all the time.
It happening now. It happens all the time, man. It's so normal. And now it's like with this shit with Megan. because nobody knew she was fucking with Tory Lanez until the shit happened. So,
man, she's in her fucking feelings, man, on that Instagram video, man. I'm like, oh, that's a female in their feelings. I can see it all the time, man. I lived in a house full of women all my life, and they used to bicker amongst each other, and the only purpose was to win. It didn't matter what was said. It could be a bold-faced lie. So she got caught up and said this man shot her and caused the whole shit storm. So now you done put your business out in the streets.
yep.
You out here knocking off everything that move. Anything with a pulse can get action with you. This is what we finding out. Cry about that shit. But now you want to act like you a fucking victim out here in these streets. You and your girl got into it. She brought the pistol. She probably snatched the pistol out of Tory's lap.
Uh-huh.
And he probably went behind her, tried to grab it. Motherfucker went off. Didn't nobody shoot the girl. She got hit with some fucking shrapnel. Shit. Wasn't nobody trying to shoot her.
Listen to this. This the baby. This the baby talking about the shit with Megan Thee Stallion.
Go back and forth with nobody. With me, that shit was childish. The day before she said the Tory Lanez shot, I was fucking on Megan Thee Stallion. Say the shit on my next album.
He said the day before.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on, let me go to that shit.
Is it a scam? Baby don't participate in scams. I wouldn't even put my face on the scam, so it's a contest. Contest. Somebody win 15K, somebody gonna be a winner. And I'm not flashing. If I was gonna flash the money, it'd be more than 15K.
Yeah, man, this shit crazy, man. She out here in a whole entanglement.
Yeah, she out here making it happen.
Don't be a sellout, big bro. Be a voice.
Yeah, nigga. She a savage. Rat. Boom. Rat.
The day before she say the Tory Lanez shot, I was fucking on Megan Thee Stallion. Waited to say the shit on my next album.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, this it. Nah, he say the day before. The day
Hit it
before
the day
too.
before too. Man.
Oh shit.
That's why niggas be going to jail behind rappers, putting their damn thing out. All your business in the streets. Shit. Jesus Christ. Meg got that friendly. She got that friendly coochie, nigga.
Shit, whoever want it, come get it.
Come on in. Come on in. Down for a little while. Take a look around. Friendly. Good Lord. Need something to drink?
What's up, everybody? What's up? What up, Willie? Got Willie in there, Sharice, Armani. What's up? What's up? Yeah, man. What y'all think? What y'all think about Gunna, man? Y'all think Gunna? Y'all think Gunna dropped? Y'all think Gunna dropped the ball? What y'all think about Gunna's decision? Do y'all think he made the best move? Do y'all think Gunna made the best move? Man, look here. If y'all gonna be committing criminal acts, you better do them by yourself. If you gonna be committing criminal activity, do it by yourself. You know what I'm saying? If you're gonna do anything that's not legal, do it by yourself. You know what I'm saying? You stand a better chance at trial defending yourself than having a co-defendant who's willing to tell on you.
I
All
don't
right,
know.
we back. We
I
back.
was I was talking and that got something went wrong. Man, I don't know what the hell. Oh well, let me try again.
Yeah, man. That shit crazy, bro. Um, but this is gonna be presidents. You know, we might not be seeing a lot of these big old rap groups. And don't forget, you know, people sleep on it now. This is the same shit they did to NBA YoungBoy and his crew, right?
Mm-hmm.
No, see, that was quiet though. That case wasn't as talked about as much as this shit with Young Thug. And I think the reason why Young Thug in them cases is so big is because of where it's at. You know,
Mm-hmm.
Atlanta. I think it's because of everything that's going on in Atlanta right now, why they case is so big. But they indicted the NBA young boy and his crew, you know, on shit, the same type of shit.
Ain't they going after Blueface too?
Yep, they got Blueface now, but he's out. He's out on bond, you know. But they say
Mm-hmm.
they got him on camera shooting somebody, and you know the rest of this shit. This is what they do. They got another rapper by the name of Bankroll Freddie, you know, on a RICO indictment out of Arkansas. So you gotta look at this shit, man. And who wins? Who wins when these artists get locked up and get sentenced to all this time in prison? Who wins? The goddamn record label, man. The lawyer, you know,
Mm-hmm.
the lawyer.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
shout out to Boosie, because Boosie said some real shit too. Boosie say like Gunna, he like Gunna, like, you know, now that these lawyers get that reputation that, well, we got Gunna off on a RICO charge. We got Gunna off. Now they get more business because people think they didn't beat the RICO case when all this man did was cooperated and told them, took a plea deal. So now they reputation goes up. The lawyer reputations go up, where the rapper reputation goes down. Nobody's gonna support him no more.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he hit. I can't support him.
Nah, can't fuck with him. Can't win with him. Can't play
Mm-mm.
him. You know,
Nah, he his album go in the box with Azriel.
man, ass shit ain't even in the box. That shit ain't even on the CD yet. I mean,
I'm
hey,
like, it trips me out because I'm like, okay, they don't even fake the R. Kelly album and he been in jail. You've been sitting out free. Wait,
claiming
ready?
she working on her music, right?
Yeah, 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 got idiots scratching their head like, is it a studio in jail? What's going on? What's happening? Nah, man, this music is old. Sorry, it's not old, but it's old. It's new to y'all. Okay, how about that?
Then want us to believe that R. Kelly wrote to the Sun Time. Man, come on, man. There's so much bullshit these people be on, man. Don't make no sense.
Mm-hmm.
What up, new Black Panther? What up, J. Rob? Now, this shit don't make sense, man. But this presidents that sit up, people gotta pay attention, man, and not just pay attention just because it's who it is. Pay attention to what they doing and how they finna reconstruct these laws, man. And this is all this is. They finna reconstruct laws. They come with a RICO. So when they come with a RICO indictment, that means they can go lock up, goddamn me, the motherfucker who just went to the store and back.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? They did nothing. They know for a fact all he did was went to the store and came back. He was a store runner. They know that. We see it with R. Kelly. June Brown, what he did, nothing but pick motherfuckers up and drop them off. No conversation, no nothing.
Yep, shit crazy.
Man, it makes you question everything, which you should do anyway. You know what I'm saying? Should nobody
Right.
have to tell you to question shit?
Right. If you just believe everything, then you'll fall for anything.
Uh-huh. Now I said it. I said, well, now if Gunna would have got a severance, if he would have severed himself from the case and went took it, worked out a plea deal on his behalf, then cool. Nothing you say or do can be used against anybody else.
Mm-hmm.
But the simple fact that you did this shit while you was connected to everybody else, that's like Jennifer when she asked to sever R. Kelly from Darren McDavid.
Mm-hmm.
They thought that Darren McDavid was gonna take a plea deal. And if he would have took that plea deal, he would have been admitted to R. Kelly committing crime.
Mm-hmm.
But he said R. Kelly was, he was fucked up. He said R. Kelly was a mean dude at time. You know, he admitted to some shit like that, but he never admitted to R. Kelly committing crimes.
Right. Right. Yeah, and that just literally like proved something. Like and like I said, that's when people really started paying attention. Like what the heck? What? All right, so where the parents at? you know,
Right.
that's that's when people was like, all right, so if it ain't that, then it's the parents.
Mm-hmm. Or is it like I was saying last night when people they talk about they lied about their age? I said no, they didn't lie about their age. These motherfuckers had identification cards.
Mm-hmm.
One thing I can lie to you and tell you, hey, I'm 18, but when I give you an identification card, that's a whole different level of
Of
proof.
proof.
You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? You ain't just tell me. Now. If you tell me something, that's one thing. But when you show me an identification card showing that you fucking 18 years old, then that's a whole total that changed the whole dynamic. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying? Of doubt. You ain't even asking. Now you looking at this ID like, okay, now motherfucker tell me I'm 18. Now I got every reason to ask questions. What
Mm-hmm.
year you was born in? You know what I'm saying? What year you graduated? This, that, and the third. But when you show me that identification card that you 18, then shit, let's go.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of this shit that we've been watching in our community, and we know that these other groups of people are these other groups of people, man, they have way bigger entourages than our people have.
Man, it's crazy. It's crazy.
What up? What up? What up? What up, J Rock?
What up, Big Vi?
Just
What's
know when
going
you come.
on?
Just know. Let me give a disclaimer though. Just know when you come on this platform, all your words are your words and, and your words only. They not my thoughts. They not nobody else's thoughts, but J Rock thoughts, and they won't be used against you or any of one of us that's on this
Please,
panel.
no.
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure, for sure.
You are the sole proprietor of your statements.
Yes, yeah. We all know in a certain space, your thoughts and words, especially your words and certain statements, can be taken quickly out of context. So we all know how to get down here. So I'm just coming on here a little bit, trying to catch up, trying to see what's what. And I see you still got this statement of your plasters talking about Gunna did not snitch to get out of jail. He said he has said nothing and is not cooperating, and said he took a plea deal. That his plea statement cannot be used in court against any other defendant. So please stop spreading lies. So what exactly are we really looking at here? Because you took a plea deal. So if you took a plea deal, then I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I'm not the brightest bulb out there. I don't know. But to me, taking a plea deal means you pleading to something and you willing to give up some information in regard to secure whatever plea agreement you decide to roll with. That's just me.
J Rock, they opened up them doors for that man and let him go home. That's all I gotta say.
And he don't have to say nothing else anymore. All they needed him to do was establish a criminal enterprise.
Wait a minute. So he doesn't have to give no other further statement?
Nope. All he had to do was admit that YSL was a gang.
Oh yeah, he can talk to somebody then.
That's it. YSL. With our Kelly case, all you needed was June Brown or Darren McDavid was take a plea deal and say that it was a criminal enterprise. That's why R. Kelly appeal is so strong, because they never established the RICO.
Yeah, and that RICO got blown out the water when that verdict in Chicago came down. Based on everything they tried to hang R. Kelly on, talking about, well, they're talking about that he obstructed justice, because that was the whole point of them bringing the Chicago trial up in the first place.
Then you go back to New York. The nigga had no codees in New York. No codefendants in New York.
But you're supposed to run a RICO and you the only man there. So let's see. So let me get this straight. He drove the buses. He picked up the people from the airport. He damn near flew the planes. He got a pilot's license, even though he don't like to fly. He turns around and then sets up all the shows, does all the lighting, sells all the tickets,
all the merchandise.
He does all of that. But yet he still got a time to hold women hostage, and then not feed them and put buckets in each room.
Yeah, when you got to lock to the back, when you got to lock to your room door from in the inside of the room where you at, then all you have to do is unlock and turn the knob and go to the restroom.
And somebody gets locked up in the van, talk about they can't get out. Talk about, damn, these childproof locks.
You got child safety on the back, but not on the front in the passenger door. It's crazy, man. It's crazy, but I don't know why this. I don't know how Gunna attorney, a lawyer, felt like this was even a good fucking statement to put out.
Now, okay, So now since this news and broke, what's gonna be the next course of action now?
They still in trial. Shit, Young Thug, man, shit's gonna be an uphill battle for YSL. It's gonna be an uphill battle.
Yeah, it's gonna be an uphill battle. Now, if you got somebody that's already taken a plea and not pretty much implicating the whole crew as a criminal enterprise now. So now you're basically trying to justify the state / federal government's case in regard to saying, well, yeah, there was a RICO involved, there was a criminal enterprise implicated.
And see that you go back to R. Kelly shit, right? They couldn't get a plea deal. They couldn't get a plea out of McDavid or June. That's why they tried to implement Don Russell, Richard Arline, and Michael Williams. But they could never establish a connection. There it go.
Yeah. Especially how, and see, and the way Derek acting right now, that's exactly how I am with all the motherfuckers on with R. Kelly. Snoozing on all of them. That was, I don't know if Derek knowing that was perfect timing. That was perfect timing, Derek.
Derek go. Derek go, boy. Derek we have to get up at 3:00 in the morning for work.
No, but I give it to him though. You a soldier though.
Yeah. Shit, getting up at 3:00 in the morning, shit, I would have been asleep a long time ago.
Bruh, who you saying? I mean, golly, this is just, and see, and this is so funny because I listened to a song earlier, a song by Pimp C called "Friends." I ain't heard it in a long time, but boy, you talking about if there wasn't a song that was not written by R. Kelly that actually describes R. Kelly's situation to a T, it's that one.
Which one?
It's called "Friends." It's featuring Juicy J and Nas.
See, I tried to pull this shit up earlier today. I tried to pull it up. I thought I had it saved on my phone, but I guess I didn't. I'm gonna let you hear it. I had this video on my channel a while back. It's Charleston White. He's talking about this shit with this codefendant shit. You know. Hold on, here you go. Let me see.
See, I don't know what to make out of Charleston White though.
I don't listen to a lot of shit he say, but some stuff like this right here he talk about.
95% of niggas is rats because they take plea bargains. I mean, you gotta tell on yourself and whoever was with you. What if your nigga wanted to go to trial? Nigga, you took a 5-year plea bargain 6 months before I went to court. You told on me. You said we don't tell on nobody with a plea bargain though. You don't got to. What you mean you ain't got to? You don't have to. When you say I done it, if me and you done something together, and you go to court 3 months before me and you sign for your €7, you plead guilty and said we done this. You just saying you guilty, but your admission of guilt is saying you done it with because you saying we done this together. Well, niggas just say I'm guilty. We done this together, nigga. See, so don't have no codeine is what you say. Yeah, try not to have no codeine. That's what happened with Bobby Schmurder and them, homie. That's why them niggas done that time. For sure. That's what you supposed to do, nigga. But you gonna go do some time, nigga. And niggas don't do that. One nigga say, shit, well, you might have a lawyer, homie. And your lawyer saying, man, he got a court-appointed lawyer. So I can get you 5. He gonna get 12. Well, he might want to go to trial. He can't go to trial, nigga, because you done already pled guilty. So you ain't got to come back to court and testify. The prosecutor got your admission of guilt right here. Your Honor, his co-defendant pled jury. His co-defendant pled guilty.
You see what Gunna did?
So, nigga, what you mean? This would get me.
Now you heard what Gunna did? Now you read that statement and listen to what Charles and White just said.
Mm-hmm.
You ain't got to come back and testify. You pled guilty.
Yep.
Your admission alone was enough. Was all they needed.
Yeah.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah. He don't have to say nothing else.
So now Young Thug going to trial. Pretty much, he could have went on and took his fucking time. He probably wouldn't even try to go to trial if he knew Gunna was going to fucking take a plea. Young Thug attorney, his lawyer been fighting the whole time saying that YSL was solely a record label and not an organized criminal organization. But then you go and admit guilty to that? To the same thing your co-defendant lawyer is saying it's not, you wouldn't plead guilty saying that it is.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you haven't said, you pretty much said, look, you threw the plea out. Now, all of a sudden, now the whole defense team now gonna have to unravel all of that shit. Now they got to untangle all of that.
Uh-huh.
So now it's like, okay, well, he said y'all did this and y'all part of that, and that connects to this and that connects to that. You got somebody in your own that's been with y'all saying that y'all been running a criminal organization. So now they got to scrap their whole defense now, probably come up with a new strategy to try to discredit him.
Uh-huh. But his statement is embroidered right now. There ain't nothing they can do about it. Only way his statement would not have affected Young Thug and them is if he would have went this way right here. This would have had to happen before he took the plea deal, though. He would have had to have done that before he took a deal.
Severance. Yeah. The act of ending a connection or relationship, the severance or disestablishment of the Irish church, yada, 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 the state of being separate or cut off. So, that's exactly what they're going to have to do now.
He would have had to done that before he took the deal, though. You get it? You got to do that before you take the deal. Therefore, you be tried alone, right? So now you go back to just think now what Jennifer tried to do with R. Kelly and Darren McDavid. She tried to sever R. Kelly from him before the trial started.
Yep.
So that whatever McDavid said would not be used against R. Kelly. So how can they say that Gunna's statements won't be used against Thug when they never established a severance of the two?
And that's the whole thing in regards to with R. Kelly, because like you said with Jennifer, she was already trying to actually severance to both of them because obviously the prosecutor and judge would not allow it because they was hoping that Daryl McDavid would be a bigger help to him to point the finger at R. Kelly anyway.
Yep. They were hoping he took a plea. Him or June.
And see, that failed because then he was found not guilty. And now he sued the prosecution and the government.
Uh-huh.
And they had to pay him. So now you just killed that whole RICO thing now. Especially if he's the man that actually controlled the money, he would be the one that would be able to establish the paper trail he would be the one that would have just like if you remember in the movie The Untouchables. There was a part they made a big deal about the bookkeeper. Because the bookkeeper was the one that could actually establish the whole thing about tax evasion. Daryl McDavid would be considered the bookkeeper at that point. So since they didn't get nothing out of him, and then he won, he got a not guilty plea. Plus, he wound up being able to sue successfully and win his case on a countersuit. So the funny part is, how did he get a not guilty plea, but R. Kelly still got found guilty of 6 other charges? But I already know part of the reason why, because the judge decided at the 11th hour to change the damn language for the damn jury.
Yep.
Which is why he got convicted of those other charges. If they hadn't changed the language, R. Kelly probably would have been found not guilty on at least another 3 or 4 counts.
Yep, because none of that shit with the tape would have ever even walked.
No. No, not at all. Shoot, but yeah, I feel
What up, Unc? What up, Unc? It's fucked up, man. When you trying to go to trial and fight for your life, and motherfuckers roll over like that, it's bad, man. But it was a good thing that they was able to say Don Russell, Richard Arline, and Michael Williams acted alone and not on the behalf of R. Kelly. And then with June and Daryl, being found not guilty along with R. Kelly, there's no RICO established in neither one of the cases.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, Big Vi, tell me if this song is not appropriate. If this song, tell me that this song isn't appropriate in regards to what happened to R. Kelly. Tell me that this is not the perfect segue into what R. Kelly is going through. And just for the disclaimer, I do not own the rights to this music, neither does Big Vi. Tell me that's not the perfect song for the situation right now.
Man, if homie from the sandbox. Signed as John Hancock. Man, that's crazy.
Man, that whole thing is crazy. He said when I was balling, he was like, y'all were calling my mama, but then when I was balling, but then when I was locked down, I couldn't find none of y'all. I'm like, man, I was like, I heard that earlier because I got the CD and I just hadn't played it in a while, but then I just listened to it, I said, damn. I said, if this shit is not potent, good Lord. I mean, broke all that shit down. This and see, that's why when I saw that trailer of Surviving R. Kelly 3, I couldn't watch the first two parts, so you know damn sure I can't watch part 3. And they call it the final chapter. This is not Friday the 13th. Who the hell came up with this bullshit?
Right, then the final chapter, now all of a sudden declares now. And was this what Don Russell talking about when he's talking about putting them in position? I'm gonna put y'all in position to make some money. Huh? All of a sudden now they in lifetime. Now you gotta ask yourself, not declares, but the Savages, why y'all even in lifetime? Y'all daughter was a grown ass woman. She wasn't a victim in it then, she's still not a victim now. Mm-hmm. So what y'all in lifetime for?
Mm-hmm. And then one of them women on that's part of Mute R. Kelly, they're talking about all the other people around need to be in jail. Bullshit. You know damn well they ain't gonna be in jail because they ain't checking for them. Government ain't checking for them. I don't know why the hell you came up with that bullshit statement saying that.
I mean, look at all the shit that they looked over. Jerome DePay say she slept with Bubba. Bubba fucking just as old as R. Kelly. But they looked over that crime. And this is why I tell people, I'm gonna tell y'all some real shit. There wasn't no motherfucking minor on that tape with that tape wasn't with no fucking minor. Nope. Cause ain't no way them motherfuckers gonna let Lisa Van Allen sit here and talk about she had a fucking sexual encounter with this young lady and skip over her just to lock up. No, they would have had both of their ass would have been fucking co-defendants.
Oh yeah. Yeah, they would have been co-defendants. And see, that's why she had a hard time on trying to come back to court. And the U.S. Marshals had to go get her. Mm-hmm. Because she knew damn well she didn't want to be, because she really didn't want to be part of that. Because she knew all those whole stories and everything she said that she kept contending was true and was trying to stand on. She knew that story was going to crumble. It was going to crumble on cross-examination.
And they told her that shit. Even if motherfucker claimed to be on the tape saying she don't even know you.
Yeah, and see, they do not, and another thing, they don't want Damon Pryor to testify at all.
No. They locked him up the first time.
See, because they really don't want that to happen. Because if that happens, then that's really gonna blow the lid off the whole damn thing.
It's crazy, man. It's most definitely crazy, man. But shit, I know. I said, man, let me come on here, before I get my night started. And the Gunna shit was all over everywhere before I came. When I got up, I said, man, let me get on here real quick, man, just to see what people think about this shit.
Yeah. And you and Derek mentioned something else. Y'all mentioned Tory Lanez. Mm-hmm. In this case with Megan Thee Stallion. Megan Thee Stallion is looking real bad right now.
Man, the thing with this shit is, bro, people don't be thinking shit gonna go as far as it go. when it's initiated. But the climate of the culture right now, if you coming to these people with some fucking accusations, man, they gonna over process the shit because they are trying to bring male entertainers down by all means necessary.
Yep. Yeah,
So
and see, and what make it so funny was I heard a little bit of it when I don't know who it was on YouTube. They was talking about discussing the case. So I was kind of going flipping over. I don't know if it might have been Angry Man or might have been somebody else, but they brought up the fact about the her being shot, but then they said that the bullet fragments were missing. I'm like, wait, hold on. I'm like, hold up. What do you mean the bullet fragments were missing? If she was shot in the foot, the bullet fragments would have came up in forensics.
or stealing her goddamn foot.
Right. She the one that came up. She the one that came up with the Harlem Nights defense. Up there talking about he shot me in my pinky toe.
But then you hear a rapper like the Baby say he slept with her the day before Tory Lanez shot her. It's a tough one, man. It's a tough one, bro. I mean, hopefully this weekend though, I want to dive into because I got work tonight, tomorrow night. But this weekend, I most definitely want to dive into like some of the shit, like with this R. Kelly case, where people openly admitted to committing crimes that were blatantly looked over.
Mm-hmm.
I really want to talk about that.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel you. Yeah. We got definitely going over that. Yeah, so I'm gonna get ready to jump off. I know you're gonna get your night started. Yeah, we gotta talk with you a little bit more too, because me and Sir Miguel was on the phone offline last night.
Yeah.
I don't know if he emailed you and let you know that.
He emailed me his number, but I'll most definitely email you. I'm finna when I get off here, I'm gonna email you my number, and then you can tie me. You can tie us all in together.
Right.
Since you got his information.
Yeah. Okay. That'll work definitely.
Yeah, most definitely, because I need to speak. If you speak to him tonight or whatever, y'all have time to call tonight or some shit, because I can talk on the phone. You know what I'm saying? I just can't run my YouTube while I'm working.
I might I'm gonna try and call him back later on tonight. In fact, I might try to call him off when I get off this live.
Okay, yeah, that'll work. And then we go and I'm sometime tomorrow, man, we gonna break down this Tim Savage interview. Shout out to Alicia Podcast TV for sending it to me.
Okay, interview with who?
Man, he did a live.
Oh yeah, that's right. I heard somebody saying something about that he was on live. He did like a 60-minute live.
Yeah, he did a live. I ain't listened to it, but we gonna listen to it all. Listen to it together. Goddamn it. Probably tomorrow, more than likely, and see what he's talking about.
Yeah, we definitely need to go ahead and dissect that.
Yeah. Okay, man. Well, shit, man. Tomorrow we're gonna look forward to tomorrow. I'm finna email you my number.
All right, cool.
Yeah, when you get in touch with Sir Miguel, then just hit me up.
All right, for sure.
All
right.
Okay, everybody in the chat, I appreciate y'all for coming. I'm finna get ready to go and knock this workout. Let's keep on free Kels, mute lifetime. Y'all already know what the hashtags are. Let's continue to bring awareness to this R. Kelly case. Let's not let this R. Kelly case die out due to all this other shit that's going on in the climate of the culture today. like I say, mute lifetime, free R. Kelly. You know what I'm saying? And we're gonna continue to push that narrative until it's heard. You know, the people in the world are starting to ask questions. We are making progress. Don't let nobody fool y'all when they say we not making no progress out here, because people are starting to ask questions. Let's continue to keep on the fight going. Let's continue to push. Free R. Kelly, free R. Kelly, free R. Kelly, justice for R. Kelly. Mute lifetime, man. Mute lifetime. Until next time, peace out.